Our focus for this video is addition and subtraction of fractions. Now we are going to look at the case when the fraction have the same denominator and when they do not have the same denominator. So let's look at example number 1. Let's say we have a fraction which is 5 over 2 plus 6 over 4. No, sorry, 2. And you are asked to add these two fractions. Note here that the denominator is 2 and the denominator here is 2. Once they have the same denominator, you need to keep the denominator, which is 2, and just simply add the numerator. So it is 5 plus 6. Now 5 plus 6 is 11. So this can be simplified down to 11 over 2. Now you can go further to reduce your answer and write your answer as a mixed number, or you can leave it as is. Well, let me just show you. You're going to ask yourself, how many groups of 2 can you get out of 11? And that's 5. So that will be your whole number. You keep the denominator, which is 2. And what is left after you take out your 5 groups of 2 will be the remainder, and 1 is left. So your answer, your final answer would be 5 and 1/2. Example number 2. Let's say that you have a fraction which is 9 over 3. Let's use 5. And you have minus 1/5. Right? Note again, your denominators are the same, or we can say that these two fractions are from the same family. This fraction is from the 5 family, this fraction is from the 5 family. Because they are from the same family, we can just go ahead and subtract the numerators. So the first thing you are going to do is to draw a line. You keep the denominator, which is 5, and you just simply subtract the numerator. So it is now 9 minus 1. 9 minus 1 will give us 8 all over 5. You can leave your answer here, but it is always best to simplify your answer. So how many groups can you get out of 8? That is 1 group. How many is remaining? 3. And you keep the denominator, which is 5. So that's your final answer there. So whenever you have fractions that have the same denominator, you just add and keep your denominator. If you have fraction with the same denominator and you're asked to subtract them, you just simply subtract the numerators, and the numerators is always the top numbers, and you keep the original denominator, and that's it. Pretty easy. Let's look at some cases where the denominator are not the same. What do you do? Alright, example 1. Let's say that we have a fraction and it is 9 parts out of a total of 12 parts, right? And then you have a next fraction to be added to it, and this fraction is 4 parts out of a total of 5. Now note that the first fraction here is out of the 12 family, and the second fraction here is out of the 5 family, which means that these two denominators are not the same, which means that we need to find a common denominator, and you will know the term lowest common multiple. So you will draw a line like this. Now you don't have to use the lowest common multiple. You can use any multiple of 12 and 5. The only difference is that you would have to reduce your answer at the end, right? A simple trick that you can use is to always multiply the two denominators, and the result of that multiplication will always result in a multiple of the denominators. For example, 12 times 5 will give us 60. That means 60 is a multiple of 12 and 5. Now, so the common denominator that we're going to use for this question is 60. So you're going to ask yourself, how many groups of 12 can you get out of 60? We can get 5 groups. When you get that 5 groups, you must take that 5 to multiply your numerator, which is 9 in this case. You can write it on your bracket. Some people write the 5 here, put a multiply and put 5 here. Then you keep the plus sign, and you can just simply open a bracket. Ask yourself, how many groups of 5 can I get out of 60? That would be 12. What should you do with the 12? Take that 12 to multiply the numerator. So this is going to be 12 multiplied by 4. Close your bracket. Now, this is 5 times 9 give us 45. Plus 12 times 4 give us 48. And all you need to do is to just add them. Add 45 plus 48. Now, 45 plus 48, you can simply add 8 plus 5. So, 8 plus 5 gives you 13. So that is 3, carry 1. 4 plus 4 is 9. Sorry, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So our answer is 93 over 60. And you're finished. Now most time, you are asked to simplify your answer. Now, we can divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So if you divide the numerator here by 3 and you divide the denominator here by 3, then this will result in 9 divided by 3 gives you 3. 3 divided by 3 gives you 1, so the numerator is now 31. 6 divided by 3 gives you 2. And 0 divided by 3 gives you 0. So your answer is now simplified to 31 over 20. Now this answer can further be reduced to a mixed number, and this is how you do it. Now there's no other number that can divide 20 and 31 without leaving a remainder. So you're going to see how many groups of 20 can you get out of 31, and the answer is 1. So that one will be your whole number. Keep your denominator, which is 20. And after you take out your one group of 20 out of 31, how much is left? That is 11. And that is your numerator. So your final answer is 111 over 20. Now let's look at another case where the denominators are not the same and you're asked to subtract. So example number 2. So let's say you have a fraction which is 7 over 2 minus 1 over 3. Here you can see that this fraction here is from the 2 family, and this fraction here is from the 3 family, which means that they are from 2 different families, so we need to find a common denominator to make them the same family. Now, If you just multiply the two denominator, you will get a multiple of the denominator. Remember, any multiple can be used. So 2 times 3 give us 6. So that means 6 is a multiple of 3 and 2. Now, you need to ask yourself, how many groups of 2 can you get out of this 6? The answer is 3. But what do you do with that 3? You're going to take that 3 to multiply your numerator, which is 7. Put that in a bracket. Keep your negative sign. Then you're going to ask yourself, how many groups of 3 can I get out of this 6? The answer is 2. What are you going to do with that 2? You are going to take that 2 to multiply this numerator here, which is 1. Now, we only have a couple steps to go. 3 times 7 gives us 21 minus 2 times 1 gives us 2 all over 6. We can simplify the numerator. 21 minus 2 gives us 19 over 6. We can leave our answer as 19 over 6, or we can simply write our answer as a mixed number. Let's just go ahead and show you. There's no number that you can divide 6 and 19 by without leaving a remainder. Both numbers, that is. So you're going to ask yourself, how many groups of 6 can you get out of 19? The answer is 3. Keep your denominator, which is 6. And how many is left? The answer is 1. You can just do a double check quick. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19, which is the same thing as 19 over 6. And that's how you add and subtract fraction from different families, or what you call unlike denominator. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this video would have shed some light on the concept of addition and subtraction of fractions.